For decades, your tax dollars have been funding something so sinister that when you see the evidence, you'll be outraged. We've compiled shocking examples of what NPR and PBS are pushing into American living rooms while forcing you to pay for it. What Valentine's Day special claimed that certain fish would be better off female? Which PBS children's program featured adult entertainers with sexually suggestive names? And what disturbing eating practice did NPR try to normalize as perfectly natural? Well, President Trump is moving to cut off the money pipeline, and the reaction from these organizations proves everything about their true agenda. And right now, it's time to expose their propaganda machine. As NPR pushes their taxpayer-funded propaganda about fat-phobic doorways and transgender dinosaurs, your blood pressure might be rising, and for good reason. That's why I'm excited about this triple action formula designed to help manage blood pressure naturally. Just as Trump is cutting off NPR's taxpayer gravy train, this breakthrough can help regulate your body's vital systems. While government-funded media fills our airways with stress-inducing woke ideology, this powerful formula with white mulberry leaf and cinnamon bark powder helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels naturally. Take control of your heart health at boostwithgary.com while Trump takes control of our runaway media funding. So, what do we have here? Ooh! What is this? What is this? What does this book say? The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. Oh, is that a book that you'd like to have your children read? Your tax dollars at work, though. For years, Americans have been forced to fund NPR and PBS while they pump radical woke propaganda disguised as news. And President Trump is right. This is a complete waste of taxpayer money. The indoctrination machine is about to be exposed. President Trump announces a plan to defund NPR and PBS, says it's very unfair and biased. Let's listen.
To take tomorrow, the subcommittee on DOGE is going to review funding for NPR and PBS. Now, every Republican president has always promised to take away this money that's going to these two public news outlets if they're successful. I know Senator Kennedy has backed it, Marjorie Taylor Greene in Congress has backed it. Would you be interested in defunding and taking away taxpayer dollars to NPR and PBS?
Well, I would love to do that. I think it's very unfair. It's been very biased for the whole group. I mean, a whole group of them. And frankly, there's plenty look at all the media you have right now. There's plenty of coverage. I was from a different age, and they spend more money than any other network of its type ever conceived. So the kind of money that's being wasted, and it's a very biased view, you know that better than anybody. And I'd be honored to see it end. We're well covered. Look at all the people that we have here today. We're well covered, and we don't need it, and it's a waste of money. Especially, I don't even know what DOJ's recommendation is. I assume their recommendation is to close them up.
Well, after they hear all the testimony, I think they're going to make a decision relatively sooner than later.
Yeah.
But we'll see what that turns out.
I can't imagine that they wouldn't, because they have found so much waste, fraud, and abuse.
Tomorrow.
Heritage Foundation scholar testifying NPR and PBS have violated the public trust. Former journalists exposing the circular undemocratic relationship. Democrats vote for more money for public media, and in exchange, PBS NPR heavily tips the scale in their favor. Listen to this testimony.
My name is Mike Gonzalez. I'm a senior fellow at the Heritage Foundation. The views expressed are my own and should not be construed as representing any official position of the Heritage Foundation. Before joining Heritage 16 years ago, I was a journalist for many years. I worked in Latin America, Asia, and Europe, traveled with the Mujahideen in Afghanistan, was arrested in Panama, witnessed China's takeover of Hong Kong, and covered the stock market for the Wall Street Journal. I have even covered high school sports. I know that journalists can keep their prejudices in check. That is, if they want to. This ability to give all sides a hearing becomes an even more serious obligation when taxpayers are coerced to pay for you. Yet NPR, PBS, and the other state broadcasters refuse to abide by the simple code of decency. For decades, they've asked for more money while telling conservatives to get lost. But the nation today is in a very different place, with $36 trillion in debt. And more importantly, we're seeing not just a shift in our cultural vibe, but a shift in societal paradigms. Through their egregious bias, NPR and PBS have violated the public trust. Public media needs to be defunded, and the CPB needs to be dissolved. It's a matter of simple fairness. Multiple arguments can be made. I will list just a few. We're deeply in debt. Number 2, the arrangement is unfair to private sector media competitors. Number 3, public broadcasting was created with the promise that it would be educational. But now that thousands of competitors have come online, public media has become, as George Will says, like the human appendix, vestigial and purposeless. Defunding is a regressive tax, an obnoxious wealth transfer from working families to the affluent. But the ultimate factor is the broadcaster's unforgivable political bias. What we have today is a circular, undemocratic relationship. Democrats unanimously vote for more and more money for public media, and in exchange, public media heavily tips the scale in their favor. It is
NPR's 2024 Valentine's Day Queer Animals special claimed Finding Nemo's clownfish would be better off as female, and some deer are non-binary. This is not science, it's woke fantasy being pushed on your children with your money. What are these? Okay, and tango makes 3. Okay. Gay polar bears, I guess? Is that what this is? 2 penguins in the penguin house. Oh boy, what am I getting into? 2 penguins in the penguin house were a little bit different. One was named Roy. The other was named Silo. Roy and Silo were both boys, but they did everything together. They bowed to each other, they sang to each other, they swam together, they walked together. Wherever Roy went, Silo went also. Oh my. They didn't spend much time with the girl penguins, and the girl penguins didn't spend much time with them. Instead, Roy and Silo wound their necks around each other. Their keeper, Mr. Gramsci, noticed the 2 penguins and thought to himself, they must be in love. Roy and Silo watched how the other penguins made a home. So they built a nest of stones for themselves, and every night Roy and Silo slept there together, just like the other penguin couples. Wow. NBC admits public broadcasting receives millions in taxpayer money. Reporter says that cutting funds won't end NPR or PBS, but will have impact, of course. That's what happens when you bite the hand that feeds you. Even mainstream media acknowledges Trump's justified anger.
Public broadcast.
Well, President Trump is set to ask Congress, though, in the coming weeks to rescind federal funds for NPR and PBS. And how are these public broadcasters currently funded? And why is the president angry at them right now?
Right. I don't think a lot of people realize that the PBS, public broadcasting, NPR, National Public Radio, they do receive taxpayer funds each and every year, funds allocated from Congress to operate. Now, it's not their entire budget. They do have donors as well, so cutting of these funds is not expected to end NPR or end PBS, but if you're taking away millions and millions of dollars from any operating budget, there's obviously going to be an impact here. We shouldn't necessarily be surprised. President Trump has criticized PBS and NPR for its editorial coverage for years. There was a high-profile hearing on Capitol Hill just recently where Republicans teed off on those news organizations for their coverage, particularly of President Trump in recent years. This continues the philosophical belief of the Trump White House that a smaller government is a better government and that there needs to be less spending of taxpayer money on certain things. We're seeing that play out with cuts at the IRS and cuts at the Department of Health and Human Services and elsewhere. And we're certainly seeing it in areas and in programs that the president has been angered and frustrated at over the years. And yes, that includes coverage of PBS and NPR.
Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene nails it. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting is using taxpayer dollars to suppress the truth.
Suppress diversity. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting is using taxpayer dollars to actively suppress the truth, suppress diverse viewpoints, and produce some of the most outlandish, ludicrous content. After listening to what we've heard today, we will be calling for the complete and total defund and dismantling of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Here's how it works in America every single day, private businesses operate on their own without government funding. We believe that you all can hate us on your own dime. The corporation
Hate us on your own dime, right? 2021, NPR suggests doorway sizes are based on latent fatophobia. It's not a joke. Your federal tax dollars funding articles claiming architecture is discriminatory. There's literally nothing these radicals won't politicize with your money. 2022, NPR educated the nation on genderqueer dinosaur enthusiasts and Triceratops. It's not parody. This is actual content they produce with taxpayer funding, pushing gender ideology through prehistoric creatures. The lunacy knows no limits. There's your Triceratops right there. And also confirmed on Bannon's War Room, Trump administration readying rescissions package to cut $1 billion from Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Not about bias. Check this out.
New York Post, this is real. Russ Vogt joins us. Talk about public. Russ, big scoop in the New York Post. Finally, we're going to cut off these left-wing news organizations, NPR, PBS, etc. Please tell me that's true. It's not fake news coming from the New York Post. This is real, sir?
It's real. We're ready to send up a rescissions package to Congress that includes the $1 billion rescission to Corporation for Public Broadcasting, PBS, NPR, and as you know, this is not just left-wing indoctrination, but this is worse than that. They've been at the forefront of the efforts to do on a cultural basis the type of dividing on the basis of wokeism that we've seen and had such a great deal of issue over the last 4 years. Drag queen shows and for kids. It's not just about whether they're covering Hunter Biden's laptop, which they are not. They've been at the forefront of the woke agenda, and that's finally going to come to end, hopefully, if we get Congress's vote. So we're sending a rescissions package up. It'll be $1 billion to Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which the vast majority of that is NPR and PBS, and it will be $8.3 billion in straight Doge cuts with regard to USAID. So this is all of the nonsense, the garbage, Iraqi Sesame Street. But again, go program by program. It's woke. It's funding LGBT organizations and those initiatives in other countries, which you zoom out and you wonder, why do countries hate us? Because we're funding this in their country. So we're looking forward. This is the first of the rescissions we intend to send up. More is coming, but as it pertains to this one, we want to see it passed and Congress come alongside of us and help us make sure these Doge savings are in fact permanent. And it's good to be back on, Steve, back home.
PBS aired a children's program featuring a drag queen named Lil Miss Hot Mess, targeting children with adult sexual content while claiming it's educational. Parents have no say while their taxpayers fund this deliberate corruption of innocence. Oh my.
So we are going to sing and dance it out. So get your singing voices ready. And we're going to start with our hips. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. All through the town. The hair on the drag queen goes up, 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 up. The hair on the drag queen goes up, 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 all through the town.
Why do the hips go swish, swish, swish? This could only mean there's something between the hips. Truth bomb, Catherine Marr. And the entire staff at NPR don't just disagree with you, they hate you. They hate Christians, they hate conservatives, they hate this country. The contempt was visible during a congressional hearing. Republicans must stop the funding. Listen to Brandon Gill.
That Catherine Marr and the entire staff at NPR, I think it's worth noting, They don't just disagree with you, they hate you. They hate Christians. They hate conservatives. They hate this country. You could see in that hearing a couple days ago just the unadulterated contempt that Catherine Maher had for the fact that she even had to answer for anything that she has said in the past, or the fact that she had to even provide any kind of accounting for NPR's biased reporting. She believes that she's so far above that she shouldn't have to answer that. Remember, she's a left-wing intellectual. She runs in those circles who look at white people in a disparaging way, the circles that routinely denigrate Christians. And the idea that we're paying for this, you are paying for this, your tax dollars go for this. Republicans, we have a majority right now. We shouldn't be funding outlets who are attacking Republicans. Catherine Maher and the entire staff at NPR.
Caught in the act. Media Research Center exposes PBS used far right term 162 times, but far left only 6 times in a 6-month period. NPR PBS CEOs claim they were unaware of the bias. When MRC tried to deliver the evidence, security kicked them out. Watch this.
That term was.
The CEOs of NPR and PBS claim they're unaware of their bias.
I do not believe we are politically biased. No, we are a nonpartisan organization.
Would it trouble you to hear that for 6 months, there was an analysis done on PBS's NewsHour from June to November of 2023, where they found that far right that term was used 162 times and far left was only used 6 times. Do you find that troubling?
I don't know the study that you're referring to, and I'd be very interested in seeing it and understanding how they came up with those numbers.
Media Research Center did a 6-month analysis.
The MRC has plenty of studies and documented evidence on the leftist bias of public broadcasting. So since they are blissfully unaware, we thought we'd bring them just a few documented instances of their media disinformation. Come along. Hi, I'm with the Media Research Center. We have a delivery for NPR's Catherine Maher. She says she's never seen any evidence of bias at the outlet, so we're here to help her out. We have a stack of a tower of 15 years of yellow journalism and media bias, and we would like to hand deliver it to her because it seems like she was really interested in seeing it. Yeah. I'm Justine with the Media Research Center, and we have a delivery for Catherine Maher. She said of left-wing media bias, of evidence that she didn't see. Thank you. I'm sorry? Catherine Maher. She's the CEO of NPR. Yeah, thank you so much. Good, thank you. I'm with the Media Research Center. Sure. We have a delivery for Catherine Maher. She says she hasn't seen any evidence of bias at the outlet. The Media Research Center has documented more than 15 years of bias.
You come out here, take this out here, because I remember you last time when the protest was out here. You was the same person here.
The Media Research Center has reported 15 years of media bias spewed by taxpayer-funded PBS and NPR. Do you want to come over and count with me? We would like
I'm the director of security, so I need you guys to leave right now, okay?
Can we deliver this to her or an assistant? Because she said she's very interested in seeing our evidence of bias. And we have it right here. We figured we'd just hand it to her. Hi, how are you? My name's Justine. I'm with the Media Research Center. PBS's CEO, Paula Kruger, she says she's very interested in seeing our evidence of the outlet's political bias. We're here to deliver that to her. We have a...
Okay, if you want to speak to someone, you have to go online.
Okay, we can't hand deliver it to her because she said she's very interested.
You have to go online and contact someone from PBS. You cannot deliver anything to PBS.
She doesn't have an assistant because she just seems very eager to see our evidence of the political bias. She doesn't have an assistant or someone who can take it for us. We can't hand deliver it to her because she seemed like she really wanted to see it.
And why you can't record me, sir? Because I'm not a part of PBS, so you can't record me.
Can a representative at least?
You can go on PBS.com and contact someone from HR and they can assist you, okay?
Oh, because we're right here.
You can go on PBS.com and someone can assist you. If you want to speak to somebody from JBG Smith, you're welcome to walk to the end of the hall. On the left is JBG Management Office.
Yeah, we'll do that. Thank you.
Have a good day.
I guess she wasn't very interested after all.
Oh, man. Brutal. Here's more. We got 2020 Sesame Street partners with CNN for a town hall to address racism during the BLM riots. One-sided narrative pushed on preschoolers. No mention of billions in damage or dozens killed during these mostly peaceful protests. Pure indoctrination of the youngest minds. Oh, yeah. Don't miss Coming Together, Standing Up to Racism with Big Bird, Bert and Ernie. Oh, here's the worst. 2017, NPR ran a story titled Cannibalism. It's Perfectly Natural. Featured an author describing eating human placenta. It smelled great. It didn't taste bad. This is what your tax dollars fund. Normalization of eating human flesh. The moral decay is deliberate. Yeah. Cannibalism is perfectly natural, a new scientific history argues. New history. So the evidence is absolutely overwhelming. From queer ducks to Triceratops, NPR and PBS have become woke propaganda machines, and President Trump is taking action with a $1 billion rescission package. It's time to end taxpayer funding for media that hates half the country. So the scam runs deep. NPR claimed doorway sizes are latent fatophobia. They aired segments on genderqueer dinosaur enthusiasts and Triceratops. It's not parody. It's actual content they produce with your money. When brave conservatives call it out, well, the regime media cries censorship and diversity. But what they mean is shut up and pay. It's a circular scam. Democrats vote to fund PBR and NPR in return for those outlets spew anti-American, anti-family garbage and then beg for more cash. Now, Trump is leading the charge to end the madness, so let them run their clown show if they want, but not on our dime. So I ask you, should taxpayers be forced to fund media that actively pushes values most Americans reject? And grab your next news coffee mug the next time you're watching the show. You can sip some truth while you watch. It's linked down below at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.